Guys, good morning. It's Sarah here. I just pretty much woke up and got on Twitter. I was doing the NT2T chat, new teachers to Twitter. It's a fantastic chat. So anybody who just joined Twitter should definitely check it out, as well as those of us who've been in the game for a while. It's a great way to, kind of bounce around ideas, and it's very, very refreshing. So today is like taking the format of Mythbusters, I guess, in a way, where there's like a statement thrown out and you can either agree or disagree. Question 3 so far has been the one that got me the most fired up in the best possible way. And it was about, oh gosh, I'm trying to remember. But something about true or false, you should follow back everybody who follows you. And there's been a lot of great discussion on this. There always is when it comes to this. And thanks so much, Annabelle. And everybody has their own personal strategies, methods, things of that nature. Definitely don't want to knock anybody's way, because I think that we're all entitled to having our opinion. I wrote a blog post last July called Gone Fishing, and it talked about my personal way to use it. I did raise a question with a keyword I saw circulating, with some people saying that, hey, if you want me to follow you back, then you have like 60 seconds to impress me. And that I did kind of take issue with, because I feel like we are all professionals here, and we all have a common goal, which is helping our children, succeed. And the fact that we are on Twitter, the fact that we are connecting, the fact that we are like going outside that 9 to 5 or 7 to 3 or whatever, time you're in, to connect, that's enough to personally impress me. So that being said, the way that I approach Twitter is that if an educator follows me, I follow that educator back. And hey, Josh, how you doing? So that's my general rule. Of course, there's exceptions to the rule. If it becomes like a toxic situation, or, if somebody's like retweeting all that, follow me and, get 120 followers, that kind of stuff, then I'm just like, not really my cup of tea. But for the most part, if you are an educator on Twitter and you are there to learn, I'm here to learn. Let's learn together. And I will follow back. Now, will I follow spammers? No. Bots? No. Nothing like that. Do I block non-educators? I don't block them. Actually, after talking to a lot of people in my PLN, I've actually expanded. I'm not just following educators anymore. There's a lot of people who are interested in the same things that I'm interested in other ways too. Like, for example, I've connected with a lot of authors. I've connected with a lot of people who are interested in social media, like, ways social media can help people grow in general, in the business world and medical fields, things of that nature. Like, Tara, you're funny. Yeah, I definitely follow Tay Diggs back for sure. But yeah, like, I feel that we all have something that we can bring to the table, and I'm really adamant about that. I think whether you've been teaching for like 1 year or 1 month or 30 years, whatever, then we all have something that we can share. Like, even if it's your first day on the job, then you might have like some fresh insight that I might not have thought about 10, 11 years into the teaching world. So, I'm definitely open to learning, sharing, growing. One thing that I don't really understand is that now there seems to be kind of a movement, like, to start unfollowing people, things like that. And I don't know, because like, we were talking about it right now in the NT2T chat, like inactive users, things like that. A lot of people are saying, that, that it's good to drop inactive users. I mean, again, I'm not knocking anybody. If you haven't talked to somebody for a while and you unfollow them, I mean, I'm not knocking you for that, but I just don't understand, because I feel like people come and go in your life. People have active periods, people have inactive periods. We all do it. I do it. I mean, even I have this phone in my hand like 24 hours a day almost, it feels like. But during basketball season, people are like, "Where are you? You're like a stranger," because, I'm giving time to my kids, because, that's what I do. That's my job. Like, my number one job is to help my students in any way, like educationally, socially, whatever I can do for them, I'm going to do for them. And basketball season, it takes over my life from like, I go to work at, 7 o'clock in the morning, come back home at 9 o'clock at night. So I'm not going to be on Twitter a whole lot during those times. And if you want to unfollow me because I'm not really participating as much, then I mean, that to me doesn't make any sense. But, I don't know. Like I said, that's just my personal take on it. People have their own ways, and I'm sure that people are going to say that I'm probably saying a lot of kumbaya, we are the world things. So, I mean, that's totally cool. Feel free to disagree. As long as it's done respectfully, I'm totally cool with that. Hello, Italy. How you doing? Let me see. There was something else I was trying to say. Okay. So I guess I'll try to be brief, talk about how I use social media, my routine. Generally what I do in the mornings is that I will wake up, I'll go through the 3 accounts that I'm mainly moderating these days. My personal account, Sarah the Teacher, the one for EduMatch, and I'm from the DC area, Geo. Yeah. And also the one for our Ed Camp. I've kept that going even though our Ed Camp is over, because I feel like we've built a network, and I want to definitely keep that conversation going. So those 3 accounts are the ones that I'm generally on, that I check on a regular basis. I have about maybe 7 or 8, but I don't know. There's only so much time in the day. So I guess some of those other accounts might be inactive for the moment, but when they become more relevant, then I'll pick those up back too. But I'll go through those. I'll look at the timeline kind of, thank you. Thank you, Judge Jill. So I'll like scroll through the timeline, from everybody, and if I see something cool, I'll like retweet it or whatever. And then I'll go to my list, because lists are like my best friend. So I have lists. I'll talk about the Sarah the Teacher list. So I have 3 main lists I look at. One of them is with people that I really want to stay on top of, in terms of what they're doing. People I've like really made those deep connections with. And a lot of people, that list would be akin to a lot of people choosing not to follow some people. So, if you're very selective about who you follow, then the equivalent to that is my tweeps list. So I'll go on my tweeps list. I'll look and see what these people have been up to. And, I'll like retweet, share, whatever, interact with that list. Then I'll go next to the list for the GEG that I run and see what people have been up to on that, and do the same thing. And then I will look at the people from my school and see what they have been up to and retweet and share. And then I'll just continue the process. And, it might sound like it takes a lot of time. It doesn't really, because I don't go through the whole day. I just go through the last like hour or so. And, that is pretty much how I stay on Twitter. So I feel like lists kind of really help me keep a focus on the people that I really want to connect with on that deeper level. But at the same time, I'm not shutting any doors to collaboration. If somebody follows me, that's an educator, then I'll follow them back or whatever. And I'll be able to see what they're up to as well as I scroll through. And of course I'm not going to read every single thing. I just kind of do like that with my finger and see kind of what's going on in the world in general. Like I guess like if I don't know. That's just my way. And then I'll like go on Zeet. I don't know how you pronounce it. And then, look at some cool stuff that's been curated from blogs around the world, and typically share those. Hey, Elio. So, that's pretty much how I use it. I found that I've learned tremendously this way. This has been probably the most learning that I've done as an educator, period. It's just rocked my world. So, I love it. I just use social media to feed my brain, to connect with people. I kind of find great pleasure. It sounds like I'm a psycho or something, but I find great pleasure in helping other people find out about each other's ideas